So it's the 8th of June and I've been living here in my new apartment for about 2 months now. And when I first moved in, I took a little video showing the interior of it before I moved my stuff in. But now I just kind of want to give a tour of my place now that I have all my stuff kind of settled in and organized the way that I want to have it. So I'm living up on the 24th floor, so to get up here you pretty much always use the elevator. And luckily my apartment's very close to the elevator. The hall's nice and long along there, but mine apartment is this first door right here. So after you walk in, you can see right beside the door there's a little section for keeping shoes, and right next to that is the washroom. So pretty small, typical washroom. You just got a sink with cupboard underneath, and this nice big mirror with a fluorescent light on top. Below the mirror there's this mirror little cabinet thing here, which is kind of like a medicine cabinet or something, kind of the same idea. The way it works is these things slide back and you can keep your stuff in there. And there's a toilet beside it, and then there's a nice big bathtub, of course with a shower as well. And now exiting the washroom, this is kind of like closet central. There's 3 big closets here for keeping stuff in. This is the main one here where I keep my clothes. A little bit messy right now, but you got all these little cubby holes where I keep stuff like my underwear and my socks and stuff, and pants are stacked up back there. And I have a kind of a cubby hole that I have all my biking clothes kind of just stuffed into. And then over here it's the big closet area, so all the hung up t-shirts and dress shirts and stuff, and a little bit of space below for keeping stuff as well as above. Beside that double door closet there's this little small single door closet, which is same kind of thing, just for keeping boxes of stuff and stuff that you don't use necessarily every day. And another one behind here as well, so the third closet, which does actually have like a hanger rod for having more shirts and stuff, but there's enough room in the other one that I don't need it, but I just kind of have some empty boxes in here and suitcase and other sorts of stuff stored. And I also have most of my jackets and stuff like for outerwear hung up on the inside of that doorway inside of that closet. And after that you walk into the main part of the room, it's a bachelor's apartment, so this is the bedroom and the living room, and it's all one room except for the bathroom and the kitchen. So it's got a nice hardwood floor, which was actually just redone right before I moved in. They just revarnished the floor, so it's in perfect condition right now. Right near the entranceway is where I keep 2 of my bikes. This rally sport bike here is the one that I primarily use for getting to and from work. It's got a milk crate on the back for keeping my clothes in and my lunch and stuff, and some tools just to get me back and forth to work. And then behind it I have my road bike, which I haven't really used very much, although I did use it last weekend for doing the Toronto Ride for Heart. It's an event that they hold every year where they shut down the Gardiner Expressway and the Don Valley Parkway, 2 major highways in Toronto, and they just open it up to bikes. So I did 75 kilometers up and down the Don Valley Parkway, which I really enjoyed doing. Behind that bike I have some extra tires and stuff, just bike stuff that I have stored there, as well as some extra cardboard just for putting down to protect the wood and stuff, for different things I'm doing in here. Beside that I've got just a stack of milk crates. I have one of them's just kind of keeping bike stuff and just kind of just more storage. Although I do use the milk crates as well, like when I go grocery shopping and stuff, I'll take an empty one of those and then I'll stack it on top of that, and then I'll be able to get 2 milk crates worth of stuff when I go shopping. This red thing here is what's called an electric sweeper, or it's like a mini vacuum. Basically this part of it here is like a dust buster, so it detaches from the rest of it, so it's basically just like your typical miniature vacuum, but then it slips in here And then it's really good for cleaning, like for floored surfaces. It's not really a full vacuum, but it's got wheels on the bottom and it just, you know, slides really nicely. And it's been really good for keeping this place clean so far. And that was a gift, a housewarming gift from my grandparents. And over here I have my unicycle, which is stacked on top of my bike trailer. And you know, my bike trailer, I don't have a vehicle, I don't have a car in the city. So if there's anything really big I need to get that I can't carry on a bike normally, or I don't want to just, you know, pay for a taxi or anything like that, I can use this and I can put it in the back, and it just kind of folds up. It does fold up smaller than that, but I have space to keep it unfolded like that, and it's just easier to get in and out with it like that. So all it has is the wheels taken off. The wheels go in there. I've got them stored inside there. Beside that, I have this little table, which I actually just found one night when I was taking my garbage out. I saw it was sitting just behind the building. Someone was getting rid of it. And just the perfect size for right there. It just fits, you know, really nicely. It's just, you know, good space for 1 or 2 people to eat. And then it's really got a cool feature in that this tabletop here lifts up. So if I pull this away from the wall, I can make like a perfectly, you know, a square table with it. And then I can, you know, can sit 4 people if I wanted to. But anyways, we'll move on to the kitchen. So it's, you know, it's a pretty big kitchen for a small place. I like it quite a bit. It's the perfect size for me. No dishwasher, of course, so a dish rack for doing dishes, and just a small, I guess 24-inch stove beside there, and I brought a microwave, and I keep my cereal on top of that, and that's beside the refrigerator, which is, you know, a full-size, or well, I guess it's not a full-size refrigerator, but, you know, an average-size refrigerator. And I keep some fruit which is ripening on top of there, and lots and lots of cupboard space in here. You know, more space than I have, you know, stuff to put in so far, but I'm sure I'll eventually fill it up. Up above the cupboards, I have my collection of pizza boxes. I like to go to different pizza places and try them all out. And I save the boxes just for, well, it's decoration, and it's just kind of, you know, neat to see all the ones that I've been to so far. So I've been sampling the ones around the neighborhood since I've moved here. I get pizza about once a week. Toaster over here in the corner, and the Magic Bullet blender over there in the corner. And this is, you know, the area of the kitchen, like for like the counter space for cutting and preparing food, I guess. And then there's a window here right in the kitchen which goes to the outside. And I'm going to make a full other video which is just about just showing, you know, my view from this building. And below the windows where I have my my garbage can and my recycling bin. Moving back into the main room out here, this is where I keep a lot of instruments. As many of you may know, I have a second YouTube channel called cjhoyle Music where I record lots of multi-track videos. So I got, you know, my bass and my guitars and banjo, 12-string electric guitar there. Next to that is my desk, which is, you know, where my computer is, where I edit my videos, where I do lots of other things. Above that, I have this rack that I made for that desk, which is for keeping my ukuleles on, or for keeping some of my ukuleles on. And it's really handy, you know, you can be just sitting in your chair there, and you can just reach up and grab one of them and just start playing it. You don't have to, you know, go into a case and pull it out. And then next to the desk, I have this white thing, which I guess is a dresser, although I don't use it for keeping clothes in. It's like my tool chest. I keep all my tools and stuff in there, and lots of bike parts and stuff for doing household repairs. And on top of that, I have my keyboard, which I really like. I really always liked having a keyboard like right next to where I sit in my desk, like having it so I can reach my left hand out there and, you know, just try and figure out a melody or something if I'm doing something musical. And next to that, I have this shelf which I've had for a while, which is just for keeping more instruments stored on top. I got my violin there on top, a ukulele case there, glockenspiel. That bin there just has more, you know, small musical instruments, harmonicas and stuff. And my bass amp down there, just, you know, musical stuff. And then I have my bedside table here, which is right beside my bed, obviously. And something I got this bedside table, someone was just getting rid of it, so I just picked it up and, you know, cleaned it up and everything. So I actually just recently added this lamp to the bedside table. So I actually had a lamp that broke, like a glass lamp that broke before, and I used the parts from it, and along with this big piece of dowel here, and I actually have the lamp so that it's connected. It's all one piece of there. It's like bolted down to here, so it's not like I can ever really knock my lamp over, and it's just a thin little narrow strip in the middle, so it doesn't take up very much surface counter space on my bedside table. So I'm really happy with that. And then beside that is just my bed there, and I always have this like to have a little stool beside my bed just for keeping my netbook on, which is what I use for watching movies and stuff when I'm on my bed, because I don't have a couch or anything, or a TV or anything like that. So this is my couch as well as my bed, basically. On the wall here I have a map of Toronto. It's actually a bike map, so it shows all of the bike routes and bike lanes, where they are, bike paths, just helping me get my bearings in the city. I do know my way around, well, certainly around my neighborhood, and there's certain parts of the city I know, but there's other certain parts that I've never been to in my life. So it's good to have kind of reference to come back here afterwards and look at it and say, oh yeah, it was there, and you just kind of figure it out from there. So this apartment has a balcony, and that was actually probably one of my requirements when I was choosing a place. I wanted to make sure I had a place so I could have a balcony, just so I could go out and sit and get some fresh air. So it's got this little screen door here, which it automatically shuts, and I usually keep it so that the window is up and out of the way. And then when I want to get fresh air, I just open and close the main door behind there. But I got some lawn chairs. I have two of them. One of those folded up. Those I got from my grandparents. I keep one of my bikes out here. This is my backup bike, backup for going for commuting to work. If ever I have a problem with my main commuting bike, I have this one as a backup. And also, it's kind of junky looking. It works really well, but it's not really something that a lot of people would really want to steal. So if I'm ever going downtown, I would usually take this bike over that one, just because it's a little bit less flashy and less chances of someone wanting to steal it. And as I said, I will make a separate video showing the view that I have from my apartment, but I really like being able to look over at see the CN Tower. When I'm sitting at my desk right there, I have a window view. I can look right out and I see the Toronto skyline, and over there I can see the Lake Ontario, and I just really like this view quite a bit. So as I mentioned, I often use this door and open and close it to let fresh air in through the door. This place is actually not air conditioned. There's no air conditioning, but it's a south-facing. I have a south-facing window and wall and everything, which is actually the cooler side of the building in the summer. So it does keep pretty cool in here. Although I do have to get lots of circulation of air in the evenings when it's warm, just so it'll stay relatively cool in here. So what I do is I have I put my chair here in front of the window, and I have that fan there, which I move over to there, and then I'm blowing fresh air in from that window there. And then over in the kitchen, I have this other fan, which is I have placed there in front of the window. And I use this for exhausting the air, so I have those fans so they're blowing air out, so we get lots of circulation of fresh air coming in and warmer air getting pushed back out again. So anyway, that pretty much concludes my tour of my apartment. I hope you've enjoyed it. So far I've been really happy here in this building and in this area. I'm living in the Yonge and Eglinton area, so I've been really happy with that. It's it's an area that has lots of shops and restaurants, and you can pretty much get to everything just by walking. Although having a bike here as well is really nice too, being able to bike places, and I'm able to bike to work from where I'm living, so I'm really enjoying that. I know people are going to ask me how much I pay for rent, so I don't mind saying it's $1,000 rent here, and then the only thing it doesn't include is electricity, which I haven't got my first electricity bill yet, but apparently it's not very much for most people. It's under $50 a month for the average person. And the only other thing I pay for is my internet, which is only $25 a month with the plan that I have. So all in all, I think it's quite affordable considering the area that I'm living in. Obviously it's less expensive since it's only a bachelor's apartment. A one-bedroom would be 200 or 300 more at least. But I think the amount that I'm paying is pretty much perfect for what I'm getting. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.